Here are some tips and tricks on how to put the XY coordinate points onto the unit circle and how to do that very quickly. I would start with the X and Y coordinate points that are on the X and Y axis. So I would begin by looking at these points right here. Notice that the unit circle is a radius of 1. So to go from the center out, we've just gone 1 in the x direction and 0 in the y direction. Thus the point 1, 0. To go straight up, we would go 1 in the y direction, but we haven't gone left or right, so that is the point 0, 1. Remember, when you go from 0, 0 to the left, we're moving in the negative direction. So to get to this point, we've gone left 1 or negative 1 on the x and 0 on the y. And similarly, to go straight down, we're going to go 1, negative 1 on the y, 0 on the x. Now, what you should notice is that as you can see the color coding as is going on in this chart, we can see that the bottom of every single point is a 2. Every single point that is not one of the x or y axis points has a denominator of a 2 in both the x and the y axis. So really all we need to be able to do is then recognize that there's basically three kinds of functions or three kinds of xy's. There's a square root of 2 over 2, square root of 2 over 2 in each quadrant. And then there's a square root of 3 over 2 1/2 and a 1/2 square root of 3 over 2. They just reverse, much like 60 degrees becomes pi over 3 and 30 degrees becomes pi over 6. Their x and y also switch places. So how do I remember what number goes where? And this is where as we go up to the around the circle, we're going to look at the numerators on the outside. And we're going to think 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. So as we start this way and we look at these three, look at our numerators. 1, square root of 2, square root of 3. 1, 2, 3. As we keep continuing around the circle, 1, square root of 2, square root of 3. Those are our numerators on the outside. As we continue down in the bottom half, instead of going 1, 2, 3, we're going to think 3, 2, 1. Square root of 3, square root of 2, and a 1. That is our numerators in the bottom half of the circle on the outside. And as we do our fourth quadrant on the numerators on the outside, again, we go 3, 2, 1. So again, if you know that they're all over 2's, we can think 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. Those give us the outside numerators under square roots. Of course, the square root of 1 is 1, so we don't need 1 there. But it gets us kind of started and it lets us put the rest of the pieces on very quickly.